My name is Akio Sakido.
Hey guys, this is Anto Lecky.
My name is Leo Bliss.
My name is Akava. Go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV.
And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out.
Rapid TV.
Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it left down.
Leave it like that.
Chineke ukwu ọ bụghị kere elu ka ala anyị na-atụrụ gị mma lekwe ndị bịara nga m ugbu a ọ bụ ndị nshi na Rapid telivishọn ha bịara ka mụ na ụlọ bụ mkparịta ụka ka mụ na ụlọ bụ mkpa ife gbasara omenala madachi Chineke ukwu o jiri bịa na-ejiwala nna m chọ bịara nga m abịagbule m ya nga ịla mkpukpu apụla ya n'azụ ọ bụ ọjị la anyị na-eji anabata ọ bụkwa na ọjị la nna anyị njiri lụọ nwaanyị lụọ nne anyị ọ bụkwa na ya na njiri ga anabata we ọ bụkwa na ọjị la anyị na-eji anabata ọbịa ya ana machi Chineke ukwu mkpa abịaruwe ma enyewa ọjị aga wee ta ọjị tata mma anyị ga-eta ọjị tata udo anyị ga-eta ọjị tata ọganihu ọ ga-edoro Abia steeti mma ọ ga-edoro Naijiria mma n'aha nke nna na nke ọkpara na nke mmụọ nsọ amen.
Good morning, this is Eastern Circle Monday morning edition, and if you're seeing this is a sign that your fear won't materialize. Focus on the present and what you can control, while you believe in your ability to handle whatever comes your way this week. My name is Adeze Gwim, and as always, I have my screen partner here with me, Michael. Good morning, dear.
Good morning, Ada. A very good morning to you. I mean, I was almost feeling like, was this someone else on my set? Or still my own very Adeze. Being very motivational. So it's a
motivational one.
Hey!
I think plenty share get this weekend, so I can motivate myself.
I mean, it's actually beautiful. But then, you know, my name is Michael Odemoda, by the way. Welcome to Eastern Cycle. And it's a beautiful Monday, I must say. Another day the Lord has made, and we are here to be glad and rejoice in it. You should do the same. Yeah. So, over the weekend, just like you're beginning to sound motivation, it just kind of reminds me, like over the weekend, a lot of people got married, and one of such persons who happened to be my younger sister.
Wow.
So I was there. And I was watching, I'm like, it was so beautiful. It was looking so beautiful, actually. And then you see how lovey-dovey they all looked, and it also reminds me.
Michael, when are you getting married, please?
Okay, I will answer that on a later date. For now, I need to consult the 24 elders so that I will know if we're ready. No, it's not by making alone. So just keep it cool. But the point is, looking at those two people over the weekend, and then thinking about what happens on social media, every day we hear people they no longer want to be together. Sometimes even after a few months of being together. In marriage, they just want to go their separate ways. It makes me wonder, where did we go wrong in this country? Or is it a world thing? Or is it a human thing that people just all of a sudden they want to eat each other up, and then just not long later everyone with their at each other's throats, trying to tear themselves apart?
You know, people come into marriage relationship with a lot of expectations. And when you start, sometimes it's different from what you had while you guys were courting or dating.
Yeah.
When you get into the real business, you have to compromise a lot to make things work. But what we say in today's marriage relationships is, you want this, I want this, and if I don't have it my way, there's not going to be peace. And if you don't have it your way, there's not going to be peace. Nobody wants to compromise. Nobody wants to say, okay, since you want this, okay, let's do this first. Probably later on we'll come to what it is I want. That's
no
just what
for anybody.
Nobody they grieve for anybody.
That kind of reminds me of what Michelle Obama said some time ago. Like, young people are not ready for the reals of marriage.
I don't think
it seems
they
that
are.
we're just living for the gram. Like we just want the good stuff, and nobody wants to. In fact, these days they want to expunge for worst part of the vow that people take, because nobody wants to think about that
The
part.
worst
Nobody
part.
wants to think about the fact that you are so lovey-dovey right now. When you get settled down, you have to see the other side of this other person. You have to see the not so cool part.
And that other side of that person doesn't make them bad and shouldn't take away the love or those lovely feelings from you.
But we're just full of expectations, like you said, and
That's
like we know, expectations, of course, is the mother of disappointments. So if you're not so expectant, you hardly have anything to be disappointed about,
Exactly.
right? Great. So that's actually something you can take home this morning. Just keep it low on expectation, and this doesn't have to be just about marriage. In life, generally, don't be too expectant of people.
Definitely.
Because people will be
They will
people.
always fail
So-
and disappoint you.
Exactly. So try to, take it one day at a time, and just be you and be real. Also, be how would I put it now? Try to also consider other people in being you, because you have to live together with other people. So it doesn't have to be me,
Yourself,
or myself
me,
all the time.
myself, and I.
Yeah, so-
You have to consider others too.
Oh my goodness, very beautiful. Thank you for actually bringing that reminder, which is very important.
Thank you.
And on that note, once again, I say welcome to Eastern Circle. Of course, we're here live from our Omaha studios, the Abia State capital. How are you doing? This morning, let's get to look at what we have for you. First of all, we bring you update regarding the Abia Airport saga. Of course, more revelations stemming from the monthly media parley of the governor held over the weekend. And after that, we take a look at the pathetic situation of school children being subjected to manual labor, a recent case of an Ebonyi school. We'll talk about these and more shortly after the break. Don't go away. Glad to have you back. We begin now right here in Abia State. So the Abia State government has insisted that they will have their money back, or the airport. They won't have it any other way. Now, the government made a recent revelation claiming that the said contractor Ferrotex said they had never constructed an airport before, neither do they know how to do same. But the government of that time insisted that they would be the ones to handle the project, and went ahead to get that loan approved and sent to them. But then something interesting happened. Let's get to listen to the governor himself. We'll talk shortly.
On the 13th of October, that's almost 3 weeks after, a letter was written by the then governor to the House of Assembly requesting for appropriation or approval of 10 billion naira for the construction of Abia Airport. On the 14th of October, one day after, a letter was written to the then governor, giving him approval for the 10 billion that he required for the airport. So clearly something went wrong. An ISPO was raised in between these dates. So our engagement with the company that received the money gave an impression that the company was deceived. The managing director of the company said that he told them that he had never built an airport before, and it's not his area of competence. Neither did he apply to them to construct an airport. So the people denying, the question for them is, how come money moved into an account of somebody who has said he neither sent in a bid for an airport, nor has he the competence to construct an airport? And according to him, of course, he will respond to the security agencies. According to him, the then government asked him to move the monies elsewhere. He showed us letters from the then government to move the money in different tranches to 32 companies. And that he did on the instruction of the former government. So, like I had said, the rest of the work will be done by security agencies. But what is important for our government is either that somebody is showing us at the airport or somebody is returning our money.
It's either you show the airport
or you return
our money. Okay, good thing we know where the monies went to. Though we've not seen it, we actually need proof to these things. I think they should match these stocks with proofs. If you say monies were moved to 32 company accounts, who are the owners of these companies? What are the names of these companies? Make it open, let the people see it. And what are the security agents doing about it? That's contractor, is it Forex?
Forex, yeah.
Good, should be held. Let him provide these people that he gave these monies to, so that a governor won't sound like...
you know, the thing is, just like you've mentioned, this is why I felt like maybe it was hasty for the government to start, bringing out these issues in parts, right? So you hired people to do the auditing, and then the report is yet to be made public. Then how did a media organization get hold of the report, since you have not officially, as a government,
made it open?
So, and he didn't deny that the report leaked or something, which means somehow it was handed to them. So why do we do all of that? The report is still being compiled. It's not complete yet. I think it was premature to start, attacking the previous government in the media, right? This is what I think. Because on the other hand,
your facts ready, then when you come.
Exactly, because you've done your report and we're waiting for the official report. And why the past administration, the governor himself has not said anything, because then you look at it, he has not been invited by the security agencies, because the report, when it's done, should go to the security agencies, and who would then invite the people indicted in the report to come answer questions. So I don't think I believe this must be the reason why the past governor hasn't said anything, because nothing
has been direct.
Yes, this is social media. It's just you coming out to the media, calling them out on the media. So he probably doesn't want to respond to that. It's just his media aides, then Commission of Information has been, because the guy kept on saying, John Okikal kept saying that the money was not, it was given out, it was brought out, but it wasn't used for the airport. It was diverted to roads. And in fact, last time I saw him speaking, he even made posts and showed pictures of some of the roads that were constructed, and showed a log that carried the list of roads that were done with that same amount of money. And then it makes you wonder, right? This is going on this side, this is going on this side. I believe this shouldn't have come to this point. All we needed to do was like, okay, because fine, first of all, this is fantastic that for once in a while, the government of the day decided to do a proper auditing of the previous administration, and then there are irregularities not as expected. So I think we should just try not to make this so much of a media explosion as it is right now. I think everybody should just calm down. Once the KPMG report is ready, then the governor hands it over to the security, the EFCC, for instance. They will be the ones to call all of these
them
people
for questioning. That's it.
Because for now, it's allegation. It's left for the governor to come, the past governor to come and say, okay,
admit or
this
deny.
is what happened. These are my facts. These are the papers on table. At the end of the day, if he is found guilty, of course, he'll be on his way to jail. Definitely. Or any other punishment that the law would deem fit for him. But if not, he will be innocent. So for now, nobody is innocent or very guilty
until proven.
Until we are able to ascertain that lawfully.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing. It's good that we are getting reports. The governor is keeping us up to date with what is going on. But I think there are some of this information that should not be thrown open in parts, in trenches or so. So because you have to get a holistic idea of the entire thing, so that we'll not be having this back and forth with the present government and some people from the previous government in the media throwing punches at each other. It doesn't look good, really.
I agree with you, Michael. I think we should just wait and still follow up with the development of the story. Definitely.
We'll keep you updated with developments from that, because I know some way, one way or another, we will get to the root of the matter. Believe me, I want a resolution, proper resolution, lawful resolution. Whoever is found culpable of any crime, as far as this matter is concerned, of course, should be made to face the law, so that other people who might want to do any wrongful doing as well, we know that it's no longer business as usual. But for now, let's not throw so much punches in the media. All right, let's just put our house and reports in order. And those guys, they seem to be ready at all times to come at the government, and it's okay. That is what opposition is about.
That's it.
So it's interesting. But then we move on to the next story we have for you this morning, and you know, education is the bedrock of the society. I mean, an educated populace is a developed nation, right? So we need to do more in terms of improving education as far as Nigeria is concerned. And this report is coming from Ebonyi State. Of course, we know how it is most times in this country. Private schools, at some point, it became like the business of the day.
Of the day, at every street, everybody wanted
to open school. I mean, at some point, it was alarming. Because you go into the street, you see even some people using their sitting room to start up a school.
Yeah,
so it's really very, very disturbing. Now let's get this report. It's more than pathetic that pupils and students who are in school, or rather are supposed to be in school, are being subjected to harsh manual labor, serving the selfish interest of some school owners and teachers. Now we see this happen quite a lot, but this case study is that of an Ebonyi State, as the wife of the governor, Mary Maudlin Wifru, while on her way to a local government tour, saw some students in their school uniforms somewhere in Onitsha local government area carrying planks and woods at the instructions of their teacher, who is also the owner of the school. Now, it was it was an interesting sight to watch.
But I was surprised. I didn't know that could happen in a private school.
Oh.
Yes.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at this video. We'll be back shortly.
So we want to build a place where the children will be staying. I have a permanent site, approved school, but we were displaced by this Abomega Nishiko crisis. My site is there. So instead of allowing the children stay under the tree, we bought a land here. We want to build where they will be staying.
Okay. So that is why you have to allow these children, instead of them to be in the school studying, and you allow them to be carrying stick. If they were your own children, would you allow that?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Your son in means what? You don't deserve to even be a teacher. And I'll work hard to make sure that they deny you that whatever certificate they're giving you.
I'm very, very sorry.
What kind of rubbish is that one?
I'm very sorry.
Look at by this time, the children that are supposed to be in school.
I'm very sorry.
And all you could do, is it their fault that they displaced you? If you have a permanent site, you should get ahead. Then why are you laboring these children? Haven't you been hearing on the radio? Why are you laboring these children? If they were to be your children, will you allow them to be carrying? Their mothers are at home, thinking that they are studying in this school.
not happen again. I'm very sorry.
Call any other, call your people to come and pick him and keep him there. Oh yeah, you should go to your class and study.
What's the name of your school?
Standard Foundation School. That school
It's private.
What kind of rubbish is that one? Look at these innocent people.
I'm very sorry.
They're supposed to
If
be
you
in
go to my side, you pity me, ma. I'm
If
very
I go
sorry.
to your side,
Mikey, like I said before, I didn't know this could happen in a private school.
Yeah.
I used to think it was mostly government and public school that you
Yeah.
see teachers using their pupils to run certain errands, like going to fetch water for them,
I
get
think in public school
firewood.
it's mostly farming actually that we saw those days.
I didn't see that as punishment though.
Actually, which is why I'm mentioning that I'm mentioning this part, because I believe that shouldn't be a problem really.
Yes.
Because that's still part of
this,
part of learning,
Yes.
the practical part of agriculture, provided you don't over-labor them.
Or they are not in the farm while others
they're
are,
supposed to be in
or
class.
some are
Exactly,
in the
because there are
classroom.
times,
Yes.
specified times for those
They
things.
bring everybody out from the classroom and take
Yeah.
them to the farm. So I'm surprised seeing that a private owned school is subjecting pupils to that kind of thing. And those kids are quite small to be carrying wood for him. So you're making money from this business. So why don't you contract laborers to do whatever you want in your site than bringing out these kids while they are supposed to be in their classroom learning? And like I saw the wife of the governor do, I don't think she's going to take it easy on that man because she didn't
very
like
furious.
the sight of what she actually saw there.
You know, actually, it's sad, very sad, all right? And considering the fact that the state is trying to do a lot to improve quality of education
and take away
you know,
kids from the
other time,
streets.
yeah, we learned that the governor is trying to employ 1,000 more teachers, right? Interesting. So these are the things that can mar the efforts of the government. And then we go back also to the standard of education. We have the Public Education and Private Education Act in this country. So there are minimum requirements for you to set up a school, for instance. That is why I mentioned the part that there was a time school was like a boom. Everyone wanted to own school. But then most of those schools, in fact, if not over 50% of them, did not meet the requirements for you to actually admit students or pupils into that place. Because you go into that place, you see very compact. I mean, it could be just a one hall, then they use boards and demarcate all over the
into
place.
4 classrooms.
Exactly. And then the noise pollution, because noise from this class, they're all in the same space, so you cannot separate the noise. You can separate each other from the noise. So how do people learn conducively in that environment?
Yes, I think that was why, you know, sometime that was last year in Abia State, the governor of Abia State had to close down a lot of schools that didn't meet the standard. I think they should also replicate that in other states. Now, this standard is that standard has to be there. If the schools are not meeting it, close it down. But if you think you really want to run that school, then do the necessary things, get a good environment, have a field where the children can actually play, get qualified teachers, have the teaching aids and materials, then set up the school and not suffer these kids just because you want to run a business.
Seriously, that site is not anything to write home about. I would never want to see that happen to any child. I mean, that's subjecting them to physical danger, and at the same time depriving them of academic abilities or learning facilities, or the time they are supposed to be
in the classroom.
Be in the classroom. You're denying them of that opportunity. But they have paid for this session, and I mean, if you're going to use them for, are you going to refund their parents? Are you going to refund their parents some part of the money they paid for you to use them as laborers? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, this kind of act should be really punished so that other people, because this happens. I remember when I was in NYS, when I was 7, one of the schools I was, because I think I served in about 2 or 3 different schools for some reasons I cannot go into right now. But the point is, one of the schools, quite small, And then every day it's either it rained and the rooms are flooded, and then the children will have to manage, you know, pack themselves up in one class and stuff like that. It's really not cool. We have to. This is why I keep hammering on the fact that UNESCO, the United Nations, they have made a standard of percentage that should be given to education from a national budget. That way, and not just allocating such a percentage, the government of the day have to do more to ensure that such money allocated are being, you know, disbursed actually,
and used for
that
what
they are
is
being
for
used.
good.
Because if we have good education, if we have good facilities, if we have good teachers and enough teachers as well, that way these mushroom private schools, they won't be so attractive to people. Because if you can take your child free of charge to a public school to get good education, then
why patronize
this if you know where your earning is, then you can go to those public schools and get good education. But then if you have the extra money, then you take your child to a qualified private school if you so desire. That way everyone is happy.
I agree with you, and this particular act can actually demoralize or discourage students from coming to school, because when he or she knows getting to school, I'm going to be sent out of the classroom to go and do something, person wouldn't want to come to school. So the government should actually do something about it, and I commend the wife of the governor of Ebonyi State for this act. And I hope it will serve as a deterrent to some other proprietors of some private schools from trying to use their pupils to do any type of
I must quickly add, just like she was on her way and spotted that, what if she didn't pass through that area? So what I'm trying to say is this: we have ministries of education we have the Ministry of Education, we have all those other parastatals also at the state level. They should do more in monitoring schools. They are the ones who are supposed to be in the field, not the governor's wife. It was just a matter of chance. So what if she didn't happened see? Good. Commissioner for Education in that state, what is he doing with his boys and girls, or whatever the case may be? Put them in the streets and get reports. Whoever needs to be shut down, put them out of business. I mean, and then while doing that, you are complimenting the effort of the government in improving education generally, as they are doing their best as well.
That's said. And on that note, we call it a wrap on today's episode of Eastern Circle. We'll take you back to our Abuja studios for the rest of Rapid Dawn. See you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.
Good morning.